What up, what up? It's back, y'all. Them dookie gold ropes. Them big ass nameplates. Them D-boys from the D. Those of us that grew up in the late 80s and the early 90s, that crack era, we know it all too well. I'm talking that good BMF, Black Mafia Family Series, Season 3, Episode 1, entitled Detroit versus Everybody. First of all, I am your humble and most gracious host, Real. And this episode is brought to you by that good Ciroc and Coke. Diet Coke, because I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Old school. We start with a future flashpoint to 2007. Terry and Meech up in the joint, finagled an arranged meetup. Guards dropped them off in a cell room of sorts so they could connect a little, as might seem to happen from time to time when you got that kind of juice. Meech tell Terry he taking a plea. T talking about he taking his case to trial. Now they in strong disagreements with each other's choice here. Meech a little hot cause he feel like they up in there cause of T, not due to his actions. Little bit of Terry talking too much on them lines. They disagree. We flash back to an earlier time where we find Markesha and T up in the ambulance, out in the D. Now, when we ended last season, Markesha and T got shot up. Markesha hanging on, T riding with her, being supportive. This is the most important thing in Terry's life right now, Markesha's life, Markesha's health. We come to find out he got a lot riding on this relationship with Markesha, to the disliking of some, including LaWanda, his baby moms, pregnant with his second child. She rolls up to the hospital with Nikki and Moms and Pops Flenory after hearing about the incident. They come in, worried about T. T tell them Markesha might not make it. Hell, that's damn music to LaWanda's ears, who ain't shy about expressing just that sentiment. She like, that's what y'all get. This chick married, and he a street dude. That's exactly what you asked for. Mama Flenory shoot Pop Flenory a little shade. She like, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, now do it. The scene ain't exactly a kosher one, and in some cases it's not really a friendly one when it comes to LaWanda, because she got that heat for T, and she got them words for Markesha. Tell T she hope that bitch die. In fact, she said, hope that old bitch die. They piece up out of there. Down in the A, Meech head down to Magic City. Comes to meet and chop it up with Greeny from that Goldie Connect. Look like he up in a modified janitor closet of sorts. I mean, it's look like where he conduct his business. That joint got all the furnishings of an office, but with a strong presence of some 409 cleanup in that joint. Cleaning supplies all up and through that piece. Meech telling me looking to connect with some local cats. Find a spot or two to clean his cash up. Greeny tell Meech he got that, but he gonna need 15 up front for his services. Eventually they agree. Also agree to go check out some ass, but not out the immediate doors of that office in the Magic City. No, no, no. Greeny tell Meech they gonna go hit the exotic spot, the Platinum Palace, where the players play. Before they do, Hoop hit up Meech outside the hospital back in the D. Let him know T and Markesha got hit up. Telling Meech that T about to mess this thing up with a little immediate get back. That sounds about right, but wrong at the same time. Eventually T grabbed the phone. Let Meech know what Hoop just hollered is confirmed. Meech tell him to keep his cool, tell him to breathe, be thankful he still got his life, and to give this some thought. Let this breathe a little. Same way T told him to do when he was in a similar situation. T like, nah, dawg. Streets is watching. Can't let cats think anybody can just run up. How I'ma look? T wanna put that response in immediately. And that's understood. He hang up on Meech, tell Hoop and Roland, I'm the HNIC up in these parts. Y'all want to follow Meech? Take y'all ass down to ATL. Otherwise, fall in line. Meech and Greeny headed out to Platinum Palace. Meech like, okay, this is different. Ain't seen it quite like this. It's all types of freaky shit happening on stage. Meech find a little something he like. He like, I'm about to be all about that right there. Like that right there. Greeny like, nah, player. She ain't available. All of a sudden, Greeny snap a finger, which gets her attention. Threw up a strip club gang sign. Told her to go bang on a crew of cats at a table in the corner. She hit Greeny with that immediate head nod like she understood the mission. Exited stage left. Meech like, what the hell was that? Greeny tell him that's that money over there. That's that NBA money. She about to get broke off, which means I'm about to get broke off. Meech like, they ain't got nothing I ain't got. Hell, in fact, they got to go ask for their money. Greeny like, I hear that. Pieces up out of there. Welcome to ATL. Eventually, Dice come over to Meech up in the club. Welcomes him to the A. Meech tell him them white girls is on the way. Dice introduces Meech to the crew. Meech makes a strong connect with Duffy right away. They also from the D. Diesel, Duffy, Rip. Meech notices his dead homie Ty's chain on Stack's neck. They both confirm a closeness to Ty. They like, that's what's up. All of a sudden, Stacks notice an enemy up in the spot. Remy Ransom. Now, Meech recognize him too. Recognize him as the cat that killed Ty. They roll up on Remy. Meech immediately sets it off on him. Bottles is broken off in Cat's grills. Bows is thrown. Ass is running rampant in that joint amidst the scamper. That scene was what it was. They get back to Duffy crib. Crew like, yeah, we did that. Detroit up in the house. You know, that after beef rah-rah, grown men style. Stacks is hating. You know, because they was giving Meech his props for setting it off. He talking about Meech trouble. And that trouble follow him everywhere. He just met Meech ass. Duffy tell Meech they scrambling for work with Ty out the picture. Ty got hit up last season. Ty had the plug. Meech tell him he got that weight on the underground UPS. Let Brown serve you. Stacks hating ass like, the f you doing? I've been providing for Ty's kids, for Ty's family. Clearly Stacks senses that Meech is some competition. Because Meech looking like the big dog. And Stacks is looking stack-less. Meech like, do you? I'm just here to make sure y'all good. Ty was my peeps. I'm just glad to be connected with y'all. Don't want no static, just here for the money. Stacks like, ain't nobody informed me. I'm out. Took his hating ass out the door. Took some random cats with him. Now Diesel, Rip, and Duffy hang back. They tell Meech Stacks was the link to all Ty's distributors. And without him, they dead in the water. And I guess Stacks was feeling a little encroachment up in there. They tell Meech they really got nothing out here. Ran down all the players in the game, where they at, what they bout. Basically letting Meech know that they small fries down here in the A. They ain't from here, and they really just trying to find a little space to maneuver. Meech let him know he a rider, and he here to ride. Meanwhile, back in the D, feeling a little heavy-hearted about Markesha laying up in the hospital, T feeling like he need to lay down some law about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable when it comes to him and his crew. Him and his family out in them Detroit streets. He like, I'ma kill them all. He head down to the record store. Whole crew up in there. Apologizes to Hoop for how he handled him at the hospital. Hoop tell him Meech won his weight. T sign off on the shipment. Talk a little business to the rest of the crew. They leave out when everything is over, but Sterl hangs back. T asking him about getting some whereabouts on Saint, the trigger puller, the one who got Markesha fighting for her life in the hospital. Tells Sterl he want to be the one to pull that trigger. They wrap up that conversation. Sterl reaches out to Meech, tells him what T want to do. Meech tells him do not let him do it. T can't be the one. He need to find one of his crew to do it. Let's be clear, Meech is still the boss. Eventually, Sterl come back around to T, tells him they put eyes on Saint. Then he tells him they already put insane head. Sterl tells T he know he wanted to get down, but they couldn't let it go down like that. Plus he a boss, so he's supposed to let his handlers handle that business. T accept that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the law, Detective Bryant talking to his son Kevin, who's sitting on the other side of some county prison cell bars. Kevin drawing cartoons, talking about how his favorite superhero got a new superpower. Is it busting up out of prisons? Because if so, you're going to need to get that popping, little player. Brian telling me working on getting his bail and getting a lawyer. He leave up out of there. Holla at his ex-partner / late night booty buddy, Detective Jen. He boxing up his shit from his desk. He's suspended for his activities last season. Jen tells him she took a little hit too. She got suspended from the task force. They both about to be investigated. He peace up out of there. She meets her new partner, Detective Amberson. Gets the assignment to go down to talk to Markesha. Jen and Amberson go down to the hospital. Tell Markesha her husband, Boom, might have sent his shoe to Saint. And that's how she in the hospital. Markesha tell them no. She in the hospital because they showed Boom some pictures of her and Terry. Pissed Boom off. And that's how she got here. They trying to ask her questions, but she ain't really f***ing with them like that. They piece up out of there. Eventually, they go down to Saint's spot on a hunch. Find him no longer with the living. Jim peeps them bricks peeping out from under his bed. Just pleading a case to be snatched up. Tells her partner to go bring her the fingerprint kit. When Detective Amberson leave out, she fingerprint that weight. Stuff it up all in her coat. I don't know how she got up out of there without looking like she just ate 100 ho-hos. It looked like she put about 5 bricks up in her jacket. Meanwhile, back at the county lockup, Kevin getting moved down to juvie immediately and unexpectedly. Detective Bryant giving him the quick rundown, trying to toughen him up a little bit before that storm hit. Tells him shit like don't drop the soap, don't take the donut, get a tear tatted on your face, and don't let one fall where they can see you. Just giving him the 2-minute offense / defense. He asking a gang of questions too. He nervous as hell. He like, will I get 3 meals a day or just one? Will I be on the top bunk or the bottom? Who my roommate? Bryant shut all that shit down. He like, shut up. Chill the out with the questions. People don't like when you asking a lot of questions. I got a feeling Kevin about to have a little bit of problem up in juvie. Or he about to be a problem. We gonna see. Later we catch Bryant sitting outside the juvie facility. 40 dog or OE in his left hand. That good 40 dog. Newport in his right. Putting his smoke out on a picture of Terry. Guess he gonna be quite active this season on Terry's ass. We gonna see. They back at the record store, Terry and crew, celebrating Saint's death. T tell him this record store was Meech's thing. That's old business. They about to be headquartered up in a new spot. T done copped a little restaurant, and that's where they gonna parlay. Soon T get a call from Meech. Meech telling him, T, I see the future. Highway hustling. Up and down 85, 95. This interstate trafficking, we can be anywhere and everywhere. And we gonna be. Terry feeling good about things. Saint got put down. He ain't have to lift a finger. Everybody think he did though. Looking like he on top. And he giving him nothing less than that truth. Eventually he goes and takes Markesha up out the hospital. Tells him he about to cop a big crib for her, for him, for the kids. You know, they about to be a little family. T feeling pretty good about things at this point. Money coming in. Somehow he think it's a good idea to bring Markesha to his crib. meaning his mama and his daddy crib, where LaWanda at. He come in the door, they looking at him like you done lost your ever-loving mind. LaWanda got some choice words for Markesha. They going back and forth. She like, I wish the shooter didn't miss. Markesha like, well, he did. So me and T was meant to be. It's mad tension up in that piece. T like, I'm moving out. I don't know why T just didn't get a hotel room from jump. All that dough he got. Nikki like, can I get T room? Mama Flenory like, no. That's your damn daddy room now. Now, before all this tension, at dinner from when T walked in, they was just sitting down to eat. Mama Flenory was throwing a little bit of shade. You know, she's saying the blessing. She like, bless this house and the meal Meechy paid for. I know she don't love what Meech and T do. But shit, when it get down to it, you don't prefer to be crew chief at Wendy. You just don't. She know where her bread buttered. And Meech and T gonna always be the babies. That's always. Charles in there looking like chopped liver. But shit ain't shit he can do. He ain't bringing in that cash like that. He ain't keeping his thing in his pants. And Lucille not really feeling his ass right now. Now, before this evening, Charles and Lucille, they was having little moments here and there. You know, and how could you not? If you in the same household with your mate still, you done raised boys to men together. You done been together years, tens of years in some cases. Been together a long time. Mama Flenory trying to hang in there. But she ain't feeling Pop Flenory's gallivanting ways. She like, I can't see nothing but you up in Mabel's old treacherous ass. Tells him that she want to move forward with the divorce. Pop Flenory ain't feeling that. But she tells him he should find a new spot to live or take his ass on the couch for now. Pop Flenory ain't feeling none of that. Cheating ways or not. Now, on one instance, Lucille had just come in from Wendy's. She's still up in her Wendy's clothes. She talking about everybody know their business. She was feeling that shame. She was walking around town in her own community, in her own church, embarrassed. People gossiping about her. You know, she not feeling this shame that Pop Flenory is putting her through. Roland walk up in there. No knock. No bell ring. Come in with some meats and vegetables. You know, checking on the family. Per Meech's orders. Gives Mama Flenory some flowers. Pop's like, oh, hell no. Walks Roland to the door. Tells him to give up that damn key. Don't care what Meech talking about. This still his house. Meanwhile, back down in the A, up in them Techwood projects, Remy and Claude come out the crib, handing out bags of candy or some kind of food to a gang of kids. I guess that's for them to sell. They not really clear on that. Remy tell the kids, make sure everybody at school get a taste. Tells them what's in those bags is the key to their success. I'm assuming they ain't meant to give it away. But it is meant to share in some form of fashion. Maybe free, maybe for pay, maybe to set him up with some samples. For later, I don't know. It ain't super clear. But Remy is presented as a man that looks out for his people, his community. Seem like he looking out for these young kids. Tells them they the young hustlers of the future. All of a sudden, them dirty red dogs roll up. 1 to the 2, the 3 to 4. Them dirty red dogs done hit the door and they got everybody on their hands and knees, and they ain't gonna leave until they find them keys. You know that old goody mob, them red dogs. Red dogs pull up, check the kids' bags, let the kids leave, then commence to whipping Remy ass. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Meech and his crew chilling up in Duffy crib/studio, listening to Rip spit some rhymes up in the booth. Duffy telling him Miami cats got a plug. They the competition. So Meech gonna have to get Stacks on board. Eventually, Meech meet up with Stacks. After his shipment comes in, Stacks still looking like a hater. Offer Stacks a discount on some bricks. Offers to make the peace. We'll see how long that stay up. Gave him the discount double check and everything. Tells him not to share that price. You know, that discounted price Meech just gave him. Keep that to himself. Stacks piece up out of there. Meech tell Duffy if the word get out on that price discount, they gonna know it's Stacks. You know, whether or not he's a trustworthy person or not. We already know he ain't. Plus, with giving Stacks these bricks, they should undercut the competition a little bit. Meech and Duffy piece up out of there. Go to meet up with Dice. Set him up with some work. Dice give them the 411 on Remy. Get hit on that hip from Rip. Duffy and Meech go to pick him up. He walking over to the car. But on his way, he gets shot the up by Remy crew. I mean, just shot up. Fortunately, he wound up with a small wound. They get him up out of there with some return fire and a little physical help. All of a sudden, Miami killers hear the activity happening, hear the guns popping. Feel like they being left out, come down to the scene, join in. But not against Rip. Against Remy crew. Take them two out. Meech and crew piece up out of there through a hail of gunfire. They get back to Duffy crib, talking big plans. Make a plan to meet up with Glock and the Miami killers. Plan is to form an alliance and dead Remy and his people. They plan on meeting up at the club tonight, show Detroit presence, maybe connect with some local folk, get them on board, get some more runners. The whole time they talking this plan, Stacks looking like the hater we have come to know him to be. They roll up to the club. People come out, tell them they can't come in. Glock's orders. Tell Meech to step the off. They get into a little back and forth, but they ain't strapped. Meech leave a little message for Glock. They start to get up on their way out. But not before a car pull up on them. Remy and his crew hop out, strapped. This cat Remy drag Dice's body out the car, drop him at Meech and crew feet. just dropped his dead body at their feet. Tells them welcome to the A, but y'all ain't welcome in the A.